I can actually confront any criticism and I'd be fine. And now I've also learned to look at criticism in a very positive way. Well, first, I think it's here in Quezon City, because of our size, let's be practical, malaki kami. Tsaka marami kaming botante, So we can be quite independent here because in a sense, hindi ka umaasa sa mga mas matataas na mga politiko because you just have this big territory of supporters basically. And you can afford to be independent, no? So, pwede tayong magkaroon ng sarili nating pananaw dito, pamamalakad, na hindi tayo natatakot. And I think that's why medyo progressive tayo dito, no? Una, nandito rin ang mga universidad or yung mga pamantasan. So you have the free thinkers here that will support you with your more liberal ideas and your more liberal programs. Here, marami rin, nandito rin yung Commission on Human Rights. Pag pinaglalaban mo yung mga karapatan ng mga hindi binibigyan ng pantay-pantay na karapatan like the LGBTQIA+, or even women, they're here and you know that they will support you. No? So when we launched the Right to Care card, basically a card gives same-sex couples the right to make medical decisions for one another. Ang unang nagbigay ng kanilang thumbs up ay yung Commission on Human Rights. No? But then I was also surprised because the DILG also commended us for this program. And so did the Department of Health, no? Specifically Undersecretary Vergere. Government and then the general public are ready for equal rights for the LGBTQIA+ sector, but there are just some groups within Congress and the Senate that are very, very conservative, which is preventing equal rights from being implemented in our country, which is kind of sad. Pero ang pananaw ko, kahit na hindi mangyari sa Kongreso, hindi mangyari sa Senado, hindi mangyari sa national government, dahil sa mga conservative factions, dito sa lungsod, in general, not just Quezon City, but all other cities, can be agents of change. When Quezon City actually passed the SOGI Equality Ordinance some time ago, marami ng cities ang nag-follow suit. No? Many other cities had followed. Pero, napansin ko rin, not all these cities have implementing rules and regulations. So it's possible then that many of them just passed the measure, maipakita na sila rin ay progresibo, pero it doesn't really mean anything if you don't implement the law or the ordinance that you pass. And here in Quezon City, we are one of 3 that have implementing rules and regulations. And sinusulong talaga namin yung aming ordinansa dito. Well, I guess it's because, like I mentioned earlier, you have to build trust. And I think for the last 4.5 years of my term, that's all I've been doing, trying to build trust. The very first executive order that I signed was creating an internal audit service, meaning isang opisina o tanggapan o ahensya sa loob ng City Hall na ang tanging layunin ay ayusin yung mga kalakaran sa loob, no? Good housekeeping, in other words. So, fixing the processes within. And then, automate, no? Nag-digitize kami. So, we are I think, one of the only cities na almost 100% automated na. And that for me is a very positive step because it proves to the people we are serious about eradicating corruption. Because alam naman natin that most of the time, yung mga karanasan ng mga tao, they feel corruption when they are transacting with government. When they are paying their taxes, when they're renewing their permits, either iniipit yung kanilang mga papel. Pero through automation, nawawala yung face-to-face interaction. Nawawala yung human element and they are able to do things faster. Yung automation namin, hindi lang kasi nangyayari sa, let's say, sa business sector o sa pagbayad ng buwis o kaya pag-renew ng business permit, pati sa pagbibigay namin ng social services. All social services are accessible online here in Quezon City. So we have something called Quezon City e-Services where there are 23 accessible services for all our citizens where these services can be accessed quickly without any red tape at walang pinipili at walang palakasan. Well, in the beginning, not that well when I was new. And of course, when I became mayor, a few months later, we had the pandemic. And I think a lot of people criticized me at that time. It was very painful, of course, to deal with, especially when I talked to some of my fellow mayors here in Metro Manila. Notably Mayor Moreno, he was my batchmate even since we were vice mayors. And I mentioned to him, are you actually experiencing this kind of negativity? And he says, no, I think parang medyo harsh yung mga tao sa Quezon City. You know, he would kid, but don't talang quote me that he said that. But other mayors would say na parang harsh yung criticism sa'yo kasi pare-parehas lang naman yung dinadaanan natin, no? Pero whether that was politically motivated or whether it was really a sign of the discontent of the people, at first, of course, it hurt. But then I realized that when you distance yourself from all of that and you just focus on your work, that it's possible to actually do that, to just shut off from social media. So that's what I did. I got off social media, all of them, and just concentrated on my work. And then I decided na I would not let anything get in the way of how I did my job. I would not read anything. I would not listen to anybody. I would just do my job, which is provide quarantine facilities, make sure that the COVID response was good, and give ayuda to the people that needed it, And later on, I noticed, and we all noticed, na nabawasan na yung criticism. No? So basically, in the start, it was tough. When I was vice mayor before and Mayor Bautista was abroad, I also got severe criticism because I failed to suspend school. And I remember that very vividly because according to Twitter, I was the most hated person in the country at that particular day. And that was also quite painful. And I even made the editorial of several newspapers na tama ba, na they started analyzing, tama ba na yung mayor talaga dapat na magsususpend, etc. But that was also severe, no? So, two very severe episodes were very good learning experiences for me, but they also toughened me up, no? So now I feel that I can actually confront any criticism and I'd be fine. And now I've also learned to look at criticism in a very positive way. So now when I read something negative, I don't see the negativity. I just try to see where is this person coming from. Pero now I've already learned how to distinguish a troll from an organic user. And now pag nag-criticize sila, I think to myself, okay, saan nanggagaling tong taon to? Ano ba talaga yung kailangan niya? Saan kami nagkulang? And then, I look at it from a very positive perspective. And that's how I view criticism. So, number one, hindi na ako balat sibuyas. I'm really tough. I can actually go through the rest of my term as mayor without feeling anything if I receive criticism. Wala na. I'm apathetic. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Pero wala na ako nararamdaman, hindi na ako affected. Nakatulong talaga yung dalawang tough episodes ko. Humbled din naman ako. Every time there's criticism, I look at it as a humbling experience na kulang pa, kailangan pa na magtrabaho. May mga hindi pa masaya. So I look at it from a positive perspective. So, okay na ako ngayon. Anybody can hurl anything at me and I'll be fine. I'll know how to handle it. Yeah, at the moment, I'm not considering higher office, so no. It's tough. It's a tough job. Even if you have the right intentions, like they say, you might be good, right intentions, but there's the issue of money and maquinaria. And that's the reality of things. Luckily, that is not my dream in life. My dream is just to make a difference in the spaces that I've been given. At this moment, it's just this city. So my goal is just to really improve the lives of the people in this city, give them what they deserve, the kind of service that they deserve. I want to leave this city healthy financially. I want to leave this city wherein more people have choices in life, where the youth are able to study, get better education, women have better opportunities. I want to make this an innovative city, the center of innovation. I want this also to be the most inclusive city. I want everybody to feel at home in this city, that they are in a safe space when they're in Quezon City. I want this to be the center of good governance. I want it, my dream is that when people say, what is a well-governed city? Yung city na hindi ako nanghihinayang magbayad ng buwis. Yung city na alam ko mabilis, yung pag may hinaing ako, mabilis nilang tutugunan. Yung mga problema ko ay siseryosohin nila. Gusto ko pag inisip nila yan, Quezon City ang nasa top of mind nila. Yun lang, napakasimple ng pangarap ko.